Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Bold and beautiful Bedlam, all hell breaks loose after Hope's shocking decision. What happens next? Just when we thought Hope would finally accept Thomas's marriage proposal, she blindsided us all with another rejection. Now, all hell's about to break loose as the fallout from her shocking decision turns the Logans and Forresters upside down. One of the first people to react to the news that Hope cut off Thomas at the knees will be his sister Steffi. As we all know too well, these two have a history, and their relationship is about to turn from cordial back to confrontational in a big hurry. Bold and Beautiful's teaser about the run-in leaves little doubt as to how bad things will get, previewing that Steffi's anger at Hope hits an all-time high. That's saying a lot when you consider how heated things have gotten between them in the past. If you need a reminder, review Steffi and Hope's rivalry through the years here. Steffi has long been on Hope's back about risking the progress Thomas has made with his mental health by playing with his feelings, and this outcome will certainly have her worried about her brother and lashing out at the person she views as responsible. Hope, however, has been transparent all along, and we fully expect her to stand up for herself. Explosive fireworks in the forecast. There's no telling what will happen to Thomas now that his relationship with Hope has seemingly reached the point of no return. In his own words, he said it was a make-it-or-break-it moment. On the other hand, he said many times that he can't imagine a life without Hope, which is hella concerning. He's also declared that nothing and no one will come between him and Hope, and we can't help but wonder if that includes Hope herself. Will Thomas turn to the dark side again? Or will the progress he's made allow him to work through the pain and weather the storm of emotions he'll be feeling knowing that Hope has rejected him again? It all remains to be seen. We also have to question what will become of Hope's fashion line. If Thomas decides he can no longer work on Hope for the future, her line will almost certainly be toast given we've been told he's the only one who can successfully design for it. This means Hope will be out of a job and Forrester Creations will have to scramble to come up with a new line. Bold and Beautiful spoilers preview that there will be emotional fallout for the Logans and Forresters in the wake of Hope's unexpected decision, and we can only imagine what that will entail. Hope's rejection of Thomas is bound to throw Brooke for as much as a loop as it did viewers, given that Hope just finished imploring her mother to accept her relationship with the designer. Hope went on for a good episode and a half about how loving and devoted Thomas is, and how the kids have noticed it too. She positively gushed about how he makes her feel and pleaded with Brooke to get on board. It sounded much more like a speech one would give in the lead-up to accepting a marriage proposal, not to rejecting it. Brooke will undoubtedly be confused, but considering how she's felt about Thomas historically, she might also be secretly relieved. This is Bold and Beautiful, however, and none of us would be surprised if she suddenly started driving the Thomas train. After all, she pushed her daughter to reconcile with a serial cheater for years. Relationship with Ridge could become strained as part of the fallout as well. Ridge will be devastated for Thomas and won't be happy with Hope, we're sure. With Ridge and Steffi coming for Hope, it's going to put Brooke in a protective position where her daughter is concerned, and we all know what that looks like. Messy. The fallout from Hope rejecting Thomas could be even more far-reaching than just some emotional reaction. Hope is going to need a new love interest if Thomas ends their love affair, and the man she's been bonding with is married to Steffi. Finn and Steffi are already going through a tense time after she was forced to stab his birth mother to death, and things are bound to deteriorate if Finn A. offers Hope comfort as she did for him, or B. if he comes to Hope's defense when Steffi verbally attacks her. Let's not forget, Finn was not a fan of Hope's relationship with Thomas and will be happy to hear it's over, in sharp contrast to Steffi's disgust and disappointment on her brother's behalf. This kind of dissension is all it would take on Bold and Beautiful for Hope and Finn to gravitate toward each other and for Steffi to be left experiencing a keen sense of déjà vu. At least we know she won't be alone. Liam's right there in the wings, all but salivating for another chance with his ex-wife. Town of Willowbrook, where secrets whispered among the rustling leaves and the river flowed with tales of old, the air crackled with an electric tension. The streets, usually lined with the serenity of small-town life, were abuzz with anticipation. Whispers spread like wildfire, igniting curiosity and fear alike. For it was in this picturesque haven that Hope Montgomery, the town's beloved matriarch, had made a decision that would send shockwaves through the very fabric of their existence. Hope Montgomery, with her cascading silver hair and piercing blue eyes that held the wisdom of centuries, was a pillar of strength and guidance in Willowbrook. Her quaint cottage nestled amidst a garden of vibrant blooms was a sanctuary for many, a place where troubles dissolved like mist in the morning sun. But now, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the cobblestone streets, her decision hung heavy in the air. The town had gathered in the square, their faces a tapestry of emotions, confusion, anger, disbelief. Hope stood at the center, her shoulders squared, her chin held high, unwavering in her resolve. She had always been a woman of conviction, but this decision, this bold declaration, had shattered the tranquility they had all known. "I cannot stand by and watch as injustice reigns," Hope declared, her voice cutting through the hushed murmurs of the crowd. "I will not be complicit in the suffering of the innocent." The words hung in the air, heavy with meaning, and a ripple of unease swept through the gathered townsfolk. What could she possibly mean? What injustice was she referring to? But Hope offered no further explanation, her gaze fixed on the horizon as though searching for answers in the fading light. As night descended upon Willowbrook, the town was plunged into a frenzy of speculation and fear. Rumors spread like wildfire, weaving intricate tales of conspiracy and betrayal. Some whispered of corruption within the town council, others spoke of dark forces lurking in the shadows. But amidst the chaos, one thing was clear: Hope's decision had set in motion a chain of events that would change their lives forever. The following morning dawned with an eerie stillness, the air heavy with anticipation. The townsfolk gathered once more in the square, their eyes drawn to Hope Montgomery, standing tall at the center. But before she could utter a single word, chaos erupted. From the outskirts of town, a band of masked figures emerged, their faces obscured by shadows as they marched towards the square with purposeful strides. Panic swept through the crowd as whispers of danger filled the air. Who were these mysterious figures, and what did they want? Before anyone could react, the masked figures reached the square, their leader stepping forward with a menacing swagger. His eyes gleamed with malice as he surveyed the crowd, his lips twisting into a cruel smile. "We have come for Hope Montgomery," he declared, his voice echoing through the silence like a thunderclap. "Her actions have threatened our plans, and now she must face the consequences." Hope remained steadfast, her gaze unwavering as she met the leader's gaze. "I will not be intimidated by your threats," she said, her voice steady, despite the fear that clenched at her heart. "I stand by my decision, whatever the cost may be." But the masked figures showed no mercy, their intentions clear as they closed in on Hope with menacing intent. The townsfolk watched in horror as chaos engulfed the square, the sounds of struggle and shouts of defiance filling the turmoil. Hope's resolve remained unbroken. With a strength born of determination, she faced her assailants head-on, refusing to back down in the face of adversity. But just as it seemed all hope was lost, a cry rang out from the outskirts of town. A group of unlikely heroes emerged from the shadows, their faces set in grim determination as they charged towards the square, weapons drawn and ready for battle. With a fierce battle cry, they clashed with the masked figures, their bravery igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of the townsfolk. The battle raged on, the sounds of steel clashing and shouts of defiance echoing through the streets. But in the end, it was Hope Montgomery who emerged victorious, her courage and resilience shining like a beacon in the darkness. As the dust settled and the sun rose high in the sky, Willowbrook stood on the brink of a new beginning. Hope's decision had sparked a revolution, igniting a fire in the hearts of the townsfolk that could not be extinguished. And though the road ahead was fraught with challenges and uncertainty, one thing was certain: they would face whatever came their way together, united in their quest for justice and freedom. And so, amidst the chaos and turmoil, a new chapter began in the storied history of Willowbrook. Bold and beautiful, they stood as one, ready to face whatever challenges the future held. For in the end, it was their strength, their resilience, and their unwavering hope that would guide them through the darkness and into the light.